Alright, so in this next section we're going to talk about some Jerry Reed's signature open string licks. Now, what I would advise, kind of before we start getting to these licks, the best way to practice them, I think, is to take them and just kind of learn them individually and then morph them into their own. Meaning, I would, take little pieces of each one and see if you can connect them to the others. Because they're open strings, utilized so much, you can really tie them together by using the open strings as transitions. And I hope in that little solo you could kind of see, especially in retrospect, those ideas that I was taking some of the stock licks, but then I was kind of adding and taking apart from them as well, and just kind of moving through different things. So I think that's the best way to practice them. So with that said, what I'm going to do is demonstrate some of these ideas for you so that you can go and kind of reorganize them and read them on their own and make your new things out of them. So this first lick is called the breakdown lick on your PDF. This is one I heard from Jerry's breakdown. It's going to sound like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. A little slower. 3, 4. So this lick is in E, and all we're doing is playing off of this E, an open E, and then an added B in here. So the picking style of it, I'm playing pick, third finger, pick, third finger, pick, second finger, pick, third finger. So slowly we've got, and that's the basic idea of it. So you can move this around and use that as a roll into itself to apply it to the previous section. But we've got pick, third, pick, second, pick, third. So that's going to be the first part of this phrase. The next part is this one that goes, and what we're doing here is approaching the G sharp with the G, and I'm using my second then third. So it's second, open, third, open, and then second, pick, third, second. So slowly. And I think that's the best fingering for it because you get a really nice kind of roll with your fingers using that. Especially, you're assigning each kind of finger and pick a string. So what we have here, the first part. Again, a little slower. Last time. So that's going to be your first kind of stock Jerry Reed lick that you can hear him play quite a bit outside of just Jerry's breakdown. So full speed last time. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, moving on to our next lick. I call this the Swarmin' Sun lick. I heard this in the song Sitting on Top of the World. He yells out "Swarmin' Sun" and begins to play this one. So this is a really cool idea. Just kind of moving up, working, it's in E, moving up from G sharp to B, using open strings. It's going to sound like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. A little slower. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. So what we're doing is just bouncing off the fretted note and the open string, and I'm playing pick, then third finger. So pick, third finger, pick, third finger, pick, third finger. And then I'm going to repeat the 11 again. Pick, third finger, pick, third finger. And then I'm going to come down to the 9 and play second finger, 12, pick, open first string, and that's going to use that third finger, and then 9th fret, second string, I'm going to use my second finger. So that. That's the Swarmin' lick. Now what you can do, and with any of these licks, you can kind of move them around to different places. So take the chords in the key of E, we can go to the 4 chord, the A, and play the same idea. Go to the 5 chord. So you can start kind of getting a little more mileage out of these licks and different kind of chords and keys. And then you can apply it to other keys as well, but I'll let you do that on your own time. So one more time, our swarming lick, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Alright, our next lick, this is the Muleskinner lick. This is from his recording of Muleskinner Blues. This one's going to be in the key of A, but you can do it across the fretboard in different keys and across different chords. This one's just the way it was on the record, and it's a little easier to play. It'll sound like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. It'll sound like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. A little slower. 1, 2, 3, 4. One, two, three, four. It'll sound like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. A little slower. 1, 2, 3, 4. So what's happening here is we're in A, and we're starting on this A note here, and we're playing pick, third finger, pick, third finger, and then second finger, pick. And it's just kind of like the previous lick, right? Same kind of setup. So now we're going, and then we're going to play the open string. So we've got, and then we're going to take this fingering, this is really important, to using their first and fourth finger, and then move it down to the 5th and 8th fret. So we've got, and then immediately we're going to pull up on the 5th fret of the second string with our second finger. So we've got, and then, so there, 8, 5, 8, that's going to be pick, second, pick, third. And then we're just dropping again to 3, 5, open, open. So that's second finger, pick, third, second. So from that second bar on your PDF, it's now all together we've got slowly. And we can again move it to another chord or key. So let's move it up to B. We've got, let's move it up to B. We've got, so one more time in A using these open strings. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's move it up to another key. Let's move it to B. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's move it up to another key. In B, we can do it like this. In E, we can do it like this. You kind of got to adjust the in there because you don't have, another 2 frets to go down, but just fine. So one more time in the original key, we've got this Muleskinner lick. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, our next lick, this is what I call the cannonball ending lick. Originally this is in G, but I moved it to E for us since that's the key we're kind of camping out in. And it's going to sound like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. A little slower. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is a great lick, it expands across the fretboard quite a bit, but we're pulling off from the C sharp to B, then hitting our G note, and then an open E string. So we've got, I'm using pick for everything until I hit that open string. And then coming down to this G sharp, I'm thinking like an E triad right here. And I'm playing finger on the first string, so that's our second finger. And then my E note I'm playing with my pick. And then I'm playing my open E string again with my second finger. So really only using two, your pick and your second finger, this one. And then coming down to the D and C sharp, doing a pick pull off, and then I'm going to play an open string. So that's open B with my second finger, and then B to A and E, well, all with a pick. So that's, so together you have, so with this Cannonball Raglick, we're going to start on the C sharp and pull off to B, hit the G, then play an open E string with our second finger, then morph down to this triad here, this E triad, and play the G sharp with our finger, E with our pick, open E with our finger. So we've got, and then we're going to morph down here and play D to C sharp, B to A, and then an open B, and resolve to this low E. So we've got, and again, and then full speed, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now again, this lick you can move into different keys, so try experimenting with that. Our next one I call a connecting lick, because this is one I've heard him do quite a bit in between licks, kind of more bigger staple licks. This one's going to sound like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. A little slower. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is almost like a banjo style lick. What we're doing here is we're playing the B to the open E, so that's pick third, C sharp to the open E, so pick third again, and then I'm doing a D here with my second finger, and then pick again on that C sharp. So we've got this, and just that is really nice. Across different keys like that. But then at the end of it, we're going to play two opens. So just open E, then open B with their third and second. So that's a really nice kind of sound, really opening. So it works in all those, A and B keys too. So this lick one more time, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, what's great about this is now we can connect it to some ending licks. So a common ending lick he'll do is this one. It goes 1, 2, 3, 4. So what that is, a little slower, is, so we're playing 4 up to the open with our third finger, pull 3 to 2, get that open second string with our second finger, hammer on to 1, and then open again with our third finger. So slowly. Now if you combine that with our previous lick, check this out. It's the Jerry's breakdown idea. But you can use that quite a bit in different ways and keep adding to it. So that's a really common kind of ending that he would do in a lot of his stuff. So that's your first ending lick, just going, and then kind of quote Jerry's breakdown there. The other one he does quite a bit is, one more time. So this one is just, doing a second finger to third finger on the two open strings, and then pulling off 3 to 2, open second string with our second finger, hammer on 1, and then open second string with our second finger. So slowly we've got. So check this out, we can combine it with the other one. So check this out, we can combine it with the other one. Check this out, we can combine it with the other one. We've got. So you can kind of mix and match these and kind of, keep running with them. So one more time, these two common ending licks we've got. And. So take each one of these licks and start kind of putting them together, slowly working on that, taking bits and pieces, so maybe one bar from here and one bar from there, and see what works for you.